the guy who has learnt whatever he has learnt in the colleges stands at least 60 to 70% advantage there because of all the learning that he has gone through. Okay. Sometimes he has to unlearn about 60% of what he has learned, but he still stands at an advantage. So that is there. You mentioned the term lecture. I would prefer not to make this a lecture because I can go on and on and on with whatever I know. And I know a lot about media. I would rather make this a talk than a lecture. I would rather interact with you. I don't know what all questions would be going on in your mind. And as I told you, it's the first time I'm addressing filmmaking students. So rather you ask me what you think you want to ask me, and I'll try to answer from a media perspective whatever you want to know. You all might have questions regarding how to brand movies. What are the ways to brand movies? What are the norms to brand movies? Because you all, if you all are going to make movies, you all would need to brand them. Like a regular line that I use in a lot of my lectures or talks is we are living in a world where perception is reality. Not many are really bothered about reality nowadays. What we read in the media is what we want to believe, and we don't have time to find out the truth. So what PRs propagate, or what journalists write, or what they want you to believe, they meaning people like me and people like the journalists, writers, is what normally the common man believes. There is a whole debate about ethics and norms and correctness, which is a separate debate altogether. But still the fact remains that the common man doesn't have the time to investigate. So he ends up taking in everything that is written about. He ends up believing everything. He ends up believing the written word. And that is why exactly that you need, as students, you all need to not only understand how the media functions, because ultimately you all are going to be made by your talent and second by media. However talented a person is, if not projected properly, can often, the career can often not take that pace that it could have taken. Okay? There's solid talent in Bollywood, but only select talent knows how to brand and project. From my perspective, Shah Rukh Khan is not a great actor. He's a good actor, but he's a great marketing guy. He knows how to brand himself better. I would say Amir is a better actor than Shah Rukh, but he also knows how to brand himself well. But still, Shah Rukh's branding is far bigger in terms of the way he tackles the overseas market, in terms of the figures. He knows which kind of film does what kind of business in which territory. He has mastered that art much before Amir mastered it. And that is why today Shah Rukh is branded as King Khan or Badshah of Bollywood. And that is exactly why Salman Khan, whose fan following and craze could have been much, much bigger than Shah Rukh Khan, has lacked over the years. And Shah Rukh has always been branded as the number one. I think that little marketing trick or branding trick that Shah Rukh has learnt has always put him ahead. Okay? So, similarly, I'm just drawing parallels, making comparisons here. Whenever you all also get into any field, whether it is acting or whether it is video editing, you might say video editing or your editing of movies is more of a background job. Yes, but even in a background job, one needs to be good at public relations. Even in a background job, you all need to be knowing what, where and how to utilize contacts and connections to move up on the ladder in the industry. because it's a basic public relations world. Okay, so everywhere, in every business, and more in the film business, because this is all about showmanship, PR becomes much more crucial in Bollywood than any other business, because if you don't do that little bit of PR, or you don't do that little bit of showmanship, you don't do that little bit of branding, even if you are in a background field, then you might be more talented than your contemporary, but you might stand to lose out if there's somebody who's a little better in branding himself, or, establishing and making the connections to move up the ladder. So I think everybody needs that, and you all are going to need that too.